Can this actually work? I don't see an image. Do you folks see an image? Hopefully you see an image, because I don't. Round 2, yeah. Hey, there we go. YouTube's just being really weird with me. We're here, I think. As best I can tell. Whoop whoop. Cool. All right. Sorry, folks. I don't know what the heck happened to the last one. Ay, ay, ay. Can I pop out chat and make it bigger so I can see it from further away? Yes, I can. Haha. Cool. Hello, folks. My voice is a little strange still. I am still sick. I don't know what the heck it is. Ruby and I both have it at this point. Anytime the wife asks what I wanted to tell her brain cells, yeah, well, I wish. Sorry to hear about the place being sold. Thank you very much. It is what it is at this point. Like, it's life. What can we do? We can move on. That's what we can do. Only camera I have going right now is the OBS bot. So sorry, I'll be back in camera view in a second. It's the only camera I dragged over here. So I'm back. Don't know what happened. System meltdown. It was a meltdown on my end. For some reason, YouTube just didn't show an image for me anyway. Only audio. I don't freaking know. No option to buy the place. They offered to sell us the place. We just can't afford it. We can't afford it. When you're self-employed, you have to show so much more proof of income to get a mortgage. It's just not something we can do. So Millennium Machine Works. I know it's not much, but I hope this helps. Thank you so much. Everything helps. Thank you very much, except for the fact that the US dollar isn't worth as much today as it was yesterday. But I still highly appreciate it. I literally have seen some of the donations that did come in lose value overnight. So is what it is. Nothing to be done about it. Hagantic sent 5 gifted memberships. Thank you very much. We've got Millennium Machine Works, Nadir, Jack Faxon, Thomas Gadia, and Deanna getting some gifted memberships. Thank you very much for that. Self-employment sucks when trying to purchase major investments. Absolutely. Like, it can be done, but you just have to really plan for it. And we weren't planning for it. We hoped down the line to buy the place. We had hoped eventually to buy the house, but we didn't think it was going to be today, tomorrow, you know? So I'm new to YouTube Live. It's a whole experience. Oh, it's an experience. Welcome to the ride. My streams are never as professional as I wish they were. It's funny, I put so much production value into my videos, and I try to get production value into my streams, but it's still a mess. Self-unemployment is even worse. Fair. So, I mean, arguably I'm kind of self-unemployed at the moment, so, but whatever. So, we're here at Black Thorne. We're here on Black Thorne, in Black Thorne. I've got to paint this. So I was going to cancel stream because I've got to make progress in the studio, but then I was like, hey, maybe we'll just stream from here. Yeah, so is what it is. Alan Kilgore coming in with $20 for a super chat for the fund. Don't sweat it. It'll work out. Things happen for a reason. Thank you. I'm hoping we could turn this into something better. You know, hey, it is what it is. You know, we will improve from here, or we won't. We will, but you know, I like to not overhype myself. Things could go badly, could go okay. So we're definitely looking at houses that are like smaller than our current one, so I won't have a studio necessarily at the house. But yeah. Where are you going then? We're staying in this area. We're going to move to a cheaper portion of the area, most likely. You know, we didn't need as big of a house as we had. So we did not use the space. The best thing the space was for throwing a ball around for the dog. Hope the best, prepare for the worst. That's exactly how I like to try and live. Nadir coming in with some 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Nadir, for the gifted memberships. We got Stuart Fisher, Kediorn, sorry for butchering that, KDYORN, Dougal, Dave's Retro Dungeon, and Antstar12 getting gifted memberships. Thank you. Yeah, so we're going to downsize house, cut some expenses in that way, and hopefully I'll be able to justify a studio space, a dedicated studio space just for Mandic Labs. So, yeah. You should move to China. No one can tell the difference over the internet. Life's affordable over there, apparently. There's a lot of options out there. If it wasn't, we're here for family reasons, so like we're not leaving. The reasons we moved to this area still stand. So, and I've had more than one person be like, oh, move to a cheaper area, move to a cheaper area. I can do my job wherever. That's fine. Yeah, I can move to bum whatever the heck nowhere and do my job. Yes, Ruby can't. She's a tattoo artist who demands a pretty decent chunk of time, money for her time. If we move to the middle of nowhere where everything is super cheap, awesome, but she's not going to be producing as much income, so then it's all on me, and it's just this whole thing. Yeah, Ruby will do far better business there. I mean, here, yes, here in Portland, like this city is tattoo central. So, Steve Builds coming in, member for 10 months now. Thanks for the support, Steve. Howdy, Mandic Labs and everyone. Welcome in. So, yeah, I didn't want to cancel stream, so here we are. Got to make some progress around here. See, y'all might actually watch paint dry in this stream. I don't freaking know. I just didn't want to cancel yet another stream. I'm still not 100% health-wise. Our membership's creator-specific. Yes, memberships are creator-specific. So the members in here are channel members to my channel. So better than sorting screws. I mean, it's better than sorting screws, I guess. Lots of Chinese people would love a tattoo, tons of fresh skin. You're not wrong. I don't fully understand tattoo culture in various Asian regions. That's a whole thing we'd have to learn. Ironically, I just gave all my buddies Paint Drying Simulator on Steam recently. What are better for you, YouTube channel memberships or Patreon? Patreon. I appreciate support in any way that it comes, but Patreon support does more directly help me. Yeah. So I actually am really lucky. I've been on Patreon so long that I'm actually grandfathered into a much better tier on Patreon than if you were to sign up today. So I get to keep more of the money on Patreon than other creators do. So yay. Good on me for signing up for Patreon like 6 years ago when I had like 20,000 subscribers on Hot Rod Hippie and like 2 people signed up for Patreon. But because of that, I'm winning today. There's also a link in the description to my Ko-fi, whatever. That's a way you can donate directly, and that only charges me processing fees. So all I have is thoughts and prayers. I'm going for mechanical engineer at the age of 38, so I'm broke. Thoughts and prayers are welcome. Not a religious person myself, but I do appreciate folks who are putting that out there in the world for me. I appreciate it. I seriously, like, we were pretty distraught when we found out, and the support, if nothing else, of like, it's not even the money that people are sending, which, by the way, absolutely thank you to every single person who's joined Patreon, donated directly, gotten a channel membership on here, whatever, super chats. Seriously, it is a burden lifting off of us, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. But the support alone, just like the fact that people are willing, the money aside, the fact that people are willing. Like, I know this community is awesome. I know that. But like, to feel it so directly, it's been a huge weight off my shoulders, Ruby's shoulders, and it is a big deal. You know, we're still figuring stuff out. You're awesome, truly. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Have to go to bed. I'm going on my second phone. I'll watch the stream later. All right, Robot Overlord, thanks for checking in. Thanks for stopping by. Your energy is always uplifting. I see you reaching that end goal. Thank you, Happy Extruder. Thank you. Note for anybody who didn't see me mention it, I think I only mentioned it on Discord or to 1 or 2 people. I will be at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival. The folks at the festival are sponsoring my trip there, just covering me getting there and back. But I'm really looking forward to that, specifically because I really want to be able to see people who have even just provided words of moral support. I'm looking forward to being able to shake some hands and give people some hugs and high fives and all that. So I freaking love this community. Just got a printer I got from, just gave a printer I got from Pooch over to a buddy the other side of the country, and it's his first printer now. I mean, yeah, we've always got that like whisper down the lane of like one printer to the next, and there's so many awesome things here. Don't speak too soon. We haven't seen him paint yet. I will not claim to be the most excellent of painters. Let's kind of get going toward that direction anyway. We're not actually painting, fun fact. Oh, the camera lost me. We're over here. Hi. We're not actually painting, we are primering with Zinsser Bin Shellac primer. It's probably gonna stink in here before too long, but yeah. That high made me low. Does this say not to shake, I wonder? Yeah. The good stuff. Yeah. Why are you painting if you're leaving? We're not leaving here. This is my wife's tattoo studio, which is totally separate of our house. And that's part of the problem of all of this. Does it say to open the door? That's a good question. I can open the door and windows and stuff if I need to. It's not that cold outside right now. I would imagine this probably wants ventilation. You're gonna be enjoying those fumes, yeah. Normally, I would wear a respirator for this, but you know, talking to you folks. Guess watching someone paint is better than watching screw sorting, yeah. Yeah, this is my wife's tattoo studio for anybody who's not familiar, Black Thorne. So that's part of the problem here is we signed a lease on this property, tattoo shop, getting it open. We've invested a bunch of money, a lot of my time. I took a full month off of work. That's why if you watch the channel and streams regularly, I know a lot of people noticed there was a good period there where I wasn't putting out anything. It's because I was in here working. And so like my income was down, Ruby's income's been down while we've been putting money and time into this space. And we did that with the understanding that our lease was going to get renewed on our home, which is where my studio is. And then the landlords offered to renew our lease. I said, okay, yeah, we absolutely will happily sign a 1-year lease. We'd actually like to stay longer. Can we sign a 2-year lease? And then we deal with the property manager. The property manager said, oh, I don't see why not, but let me ask the landlords, we'll get that confirmed and then we can do that. And the landlords said, they came back and they said, you know what? No, we're going to sell the property and you actually have to get out. We're not going to renew the lease at all. Last month feels like it hit a lot of people hard, or everyone hard. Yeah. And I think unfortunately hopefully it doesn't continue to be a trend, but it seems to be. I think it's a well-ventilated kind of paint. Yeah, so I will see about opening windows. Yeah, and it is what it is. We hit after all the nice improvements you added to the property. I mean, I know that adding improvements to a rental, I know that that's just like reality, that I'm not gonna get that stuff back. I'll get the air conditioner that I put in the studio. I'm gonna take that out and take that with me, that big 12-inch fan that Vitali gave me for the air conditioning. I'm going to take that out and just reconnect the straight pipe. I'll use that probably for like shop ventilation in the next space. But yeah. Take your rack. My rack is definitely going. Rack is going. I don't think the rack is going to end up in the new house. It's probably going to end up in a new studio wherever that may end up being. So I never met a man with a nicer rack. What kind of rack? Well, we've got one rack here. You can't really see it on camera. The Mod 10 for the studio for Black Thorne is on the floor right there. I'm plugged directly into it right now. But my server rack's a Dell server rack. So what, 42, 48U, something like that. I honestly forget. Full rack. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna open Windows. Let's do that. Oh, get some windows open so we get some ventilation. Did the camera lose me? Yes, it did. Can you pick me up again? Yes, cool. That cost like $400 secondhand here. Apparently worth $1,200 to $2,400 USD. I paid like $150 or $200 for my server rack. So go me. I got it on a Facebook Marketplace from some security camera company that was going out of business. And that's why I am not parting with it. So, yeah. I paid like $150 for my Dell 42. Yeah, that's about what I paid for mine. So, you paid removal costs, basically. Yeah, you're right. I paid what they would have had to pay somebody to take it away. You're not wrong. And I am happy for that. I paid $50 in gas. And that's the thing, like server racks are so, if you wait and you look, you can find server racks pretty freaking cheap. Are you planning to do another filament purge? No, not doing another filament purge. We're not moving cross country. We're only moving probably 45 minutes from where we are now. And I don't have that much. I haven't really stocked up in the new studio. I've been basically in the new studio, I've only been ordering filament that I need. I still have like 30 spools or something, 40 spools maybe, but I don't have nearly as much as I did. So I need all your ABS again. Yeah, sorry, ain't happening. House hunting going well. House hunting is going pretty darn well. First couple of places we looked at were terrible, pretty terrible, and really got us like, oh great, this market is terrible, we're screwed. And we're feeling pretty bad about it. But then the last place we looked at yesterday, we went and looked at a couple places yesterday, and the last place we looked at was great. We all three of us walked through the place, and we were like, we really liked the feel of it. We liked the vibe. It fit. We were all kind of like, oh, I could see my desk being here, and I could see this being here, and we hadn't done that with any other place. And the landlord seemed to really like us. Or well, he accepted our application already, honestly. We just got to get the last ducks in a row before we like decide. But yeah, so home sounds like we're probably going to be okay. Or well, not probably. We are going to be okay on a home. We'll find something. That one is probably going to be the one, but I don't know for sure. We went through 20 crap places before we finally found a gem. We got lucky. We found a gem pretty quick. It's not in a neighborhood we particularly care for. It's not a bad neighborhood. It's just super development territory of just boring, no trees, no hills, like, ugh, suburban sprawl, blah, depressive stuff. But the house is nice. It's comfortable. We all kind of see like a really good fit for us. I just have to find a shop. G. Michael, still able to do Rocky Mountain or Murph. Not going to do Murph, or those funds getting redirected to studio space. They were going to get redirected to studio space. So I couldn't justify Rocky Mountain because of this. But the folks at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival, Justin, got in touch with me, and they are sponsoring my trip out there effectively. So I will be at Rocky Mountain. I will be at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival next month. So if anybody attends, I will be happy to see you folks there. Yeah, so they hooked it up. They, are helping me get out there so I can say thank you to people and still do my job. What's the weather like there? Could you do something like a garage space? Imagine that's cheap. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a warehouse, just a boring blank warehouse space that I can turn into my own thing. So Jason, those with the will persevere, hoping an easier path for you. Thank you so much, Jason, for the super chat. It is greatly appreciated. Make sure to chat with the Draft Shift Design folks with Stealth Changers that bring into the show off. Cool. Awesome. I'll definitely do that, I'm sure. I got kicked in my last place because the owner sold it. You really have to no rights as a renter. You have to own, but then everyone owns, and then what? Yeah. There's no good answers. It really stinks. What especially stinks is we're not in the same county as Portland. Portland renter rights are a lot stricter than where we live, and we're only just outside of the city. So they only had to give us 30 days notice where we live. They gave us more like 60. So they gave us more than they had to. But if we were in Portland, they would have had to have given us 90. So we would have had a whole nother month. So, and we kind of should have had a whole nother month because they offered us the lease renewal a month ahead and then withdrew that. So like we spent a month being like, oh yeah, we're not going anywhere. We could have been looking that whole time. I could have been working on my business that whole time. I could have been working in here more, whatever. So, all right. So first things first, I need to work on cutting in Andrew Rogers for the landlords kind of suck stink fund. Thank you very much for the super chat, Andrew Rogers. Another 38 days would have been a godsend. It really would have. If nothing else, just for packing. Like, I'm hopeful I'm going to get 1, maybe 2 videos out between here and the move, and I hate that. And it would have helped so much. Yes, absolutely. I am not looking forward to packing the studio up once again. I got to grab a paint bucket handheld thing. I'll be right back. It's in the bathroom. So yeah, Ruby's already staring at me pretty hard about packing up my studio. Ah, dang it. I bought the wrong ones. I got liners for this handheld thing. Now, one of these little handheld things makes it easy when you're up on a ladder doing cut in. You can just whatever, but these are the wrong liners. Dang it. I didn't have this thing with me at the store, and I thought this was the right one. At least the move isn't cross country this time. You are 1000% correct. I'm very happy it's not across the country this time. For so many reasons. Expense, for one. Like a moving truck is going to be so much cheaper going from town, like staying in town. You know, moving cross country, it's thousands of dollars to rent a moving truck. So I'm lucky that we're not going to have that expense. We're almost certainly going to end up hiring movers just because, especially on such short notice, like us trying to do it ourselves, we're going to end up hurting ourselves or something. It's just not worth it. Blessings to you, big dog. Thank you, Blank. Mad Cat USA coming in with another super chat. Thank you so much. You'll land on your feet. I'm certain we will. It's money well spent. Yeah, especially at 40, I cannot justify throwing my back out to move. Like those days are done. Those days are done. So, question on the Owlsbot, going to follow you or the roller as we end up seasick, as we may end up seasick. I have no idea. Is it a little aggressive? Probably. Let me take a look. I can slow it down. Here, slow tracking. It should slow down a bit now. So it won't track me as quickly. Hopefully that won't make you folks as seasick, especially with how much I move. So hope you're able to find something great that works for y'all, for the Landlord Suck Fund. Make sure to get painting. Thank you, MacBoy Pro, for the super chat. It is greatly appreciated. Have them move the rat rig. I'm gonna want help moving the rat rig. See, the stuff like that I'm so irritated about because I've been putting off that video for too long, and now I have to put off that video even longer. Stuff like that just really stinks. So we will get to it. It will happen. Yeah. I have 1 or 2 more videos I hope plan to make before we move. Like I'm probably going to do a mod 10 build for myself. Another mod 10 build of my mini 3D printable server rack. The folks at Minis Forum sent over one of their ITX motherboards, like a bare bones ITX motherboard with a laptop processor built into it. AMD Ryzen 7 X3D chip, 16 core thing. So anyway, I'm going to build my own mod 10 for the new house. because I know I'm going to end up in a smaller space. So rather than figure on setting up my big water-cooled workstation, that'll end up going to wherever my studio is. So I'm going to build myself a Mod 10 for the new house, and that'll be my office computer. So I'm going to build a Mod 10 with an ITX computer inside of it. Yeah, so I'm hoping to still get that video out before the move, because I need to get that built. And it'll also give me a chance to like further talk about all of this in a video where I can be like, hey, you know, here's what's happening. If you missed the video about us getting kicked out, I'm moving to a smaller space, so I need a smaller computer. Let's do that. So that's that. I know that project I have planned. There is Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival. I'll probably make a video from there. I know we'll do a live stream from there. So there's still going to be stuff coming, just not as much as I hoped to get to in the near future. And I think I'm going to try. I think I'm going to try and get to the Bamboo Lab hot end comparison video. I'm waiting on two more hot ends for that. I'm waiting on 2 more hot ends for the Bamboo. Of course, I don't know if anybody's familiar. I'm trying to do a full roundup of all the hot ends that are available for the Bamboo X1 and P1 series printers. And every time I'm like, okay, I'm waiting on 1 more. Finally came in. Oh, there's another new one, because they just keep coming out. There's another new one coming out that I have on the way soon. I don't want to go into it too much because it's an unreleased product that won't actually be available for purchase by the time I receive it. But I'm interested. Oh, hey, I was missing a whole bunch of chat that did not catch up with me. You're 40? I didn't think you were that old. I am 39. I'll be 40 in July. Yep. Last few moves I discovered it's cheaper to hire movers. That's pretty much what we're figuring. We're honestly expecting not to rent a truck. We're probably just going to hire movers who have a truck and go that route. Jack Faxon gifted a membership. Mad Cat USA got the gifted membership from Jack Faxon. Thank you. I have a question. How bad an idea would it be to put a 3D printer in a 42U? I'll never fill it. I did that for a while. I wouldn't put like my VZ bot in a 42U server rack because the vibrations of it. But for a long time, I ran a Ender 3 inside of a server rack. No, an old Neptune 2. The Elegoo Neptune 2 I ran inside of my 42U server rack. If you ever see any of the videos of my server rack where I have a shelf in it and there's just kind of dead space, that's where I used to have a printer inside of there. So like, if you have an Ender 3 will be fine inside of a server rack. It won't be like an enclosure. It'll help to cut down on drafts unless the fans from your hardware kind of blow around air a bunch. But it's not a bad place to put it. I did it for a while and no ill effects to the machine, to the 3D printer or the computers. So need to do roundup before the move or you're never going to find them all. That's a fair point. So you're $39.99 plus shipping and handling. Yeah, pretty much. Heated enclosure. Yeah. I have a full built 4-on-2.4. That's not going in there. Yeah, no, I wouldn't expect that to fit. Yeah, it only fits so much in there. But yeah, I ran I think I might have put my Ender 3 in there for a little while. I definitely ran the Neptune 2 in there for a while. I liked it. What I did for a little bit when we first moved into the house in Philadelphia, I ran the Elegoo inside of the server rack and I set up like a webcam inside of there and I had lighting and everything in there. So I could run live streams of 3D prints on TikTok. And I ran live streams of 3D prints on TikTok inside of that, but then I could be in my office and like there was no lights on or anything bothering me, and it was all just contained inside of the rack. So like, everyone get all the Polypalooza codes. I haven't looked at any of that stuff. Really poor timing on my part for numerous things. Like I've reached out to a bunch of, full transparency for you folks, I've reached out to a bunch of companies looking for long-term sponsors. I'm trying to find sponsors to help cover cover the expenses of a new studio and like get set up and ensure that I can pay the bills month after month and like make it make sense before I go signing a lease on the space. And smart business stability, exactly. I don't want to move. I don't want to sign like with the donations I've received so far. We are looking good to move into a house, and we're looking good to move into a studio, probably. But I don't know about long term. And I don't want to go signing a lease without knowing for sure that I have that long-term stability. And I'm not looking for community support for that. Like, I'm looking to see if I can get brands on board. And like Joel, the 3D printing nerd, does, like every video nowadays by his is like 3D printing nerd studio brought to you by PCBWay. So I'm looking for something like that. I'm trying to find that. I've got a bunch of feelers out to a bunch of companies, no bites yet. Multiboard did come on as an early sponsor, so thank you so much to Multiboard for becoming a sponsor. They were the first to jump on, and their support means a lot, and it's going to help, but it's not that long-term stability that I need. So, yeah. Community can be good in a pinch, but at the end of the day, you are a business. 1000%. PCBWay and Doritos, yeah. Yeah, this is a business. I've got to make the business make sense. So, yeah, it's what it is. But, okay. I got to grab stir sticks. Or a stir stick. A stir stick. Ba-ba-ba. So, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I've talked to a few companies. I'll look to talk to a few more. I bring that up because one of the companies I reached out to was Polymaker. They've been a filament supporter of the channel for a while, and I was like, hey, maybe they'll come on as a sponsor. Continue that, using them for stuff. And reaching out to them, like they're in the middle of this Polypalooza thing. They're kind of busy. So LDO, I love Jason. I love LDO. I don't know that they work in the kind of money where they have the capital to be sponsoring that much. LDO has sponsored me multiple times, like Rocky Mountain Rap Festival last year, Smurf the year before, I think. I forget, I'm sorry. And they donated to help us out right now. There are only so many Voron kits they can sell, and they have a brisk business, but like it is what it is. Plus all the tariff stuff, who knows what marketing budgets are going to be like. Yeah, it's a really bad time for this stuff. It is what it is. So, all right, I got to mix this up. Screwdriver, pop this open. So I don't know. We'll find out. I'm gonna lower the camera, see if you can't get down on my level a little bit while I mix. Paint drying be looking good right now. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we don't need to get into the politics of today because that's a whole discussion. But, yeah. That's a good start. I just dropped the lid off this a little bit into here. Drip, drip, yay. All right, drop that into there. I'm gonna grab some gloves. Gloves. 7-foot man says he's going to lower the can. I'm not 7 foot. I'm 6'1". I'm not 7. I'm 6'1". Joel's taller than me. 3D printing nerd's taller than me. You're marking on the top what color it is. Intentional. There we go. We could talk about something a little less divisive. Switch to pricing. I literally had to look up at you. No way Joel is taller. Joel is taller than me. Joel is 6'4" or 6'3". Joel is taller than me. So, as a website for Thorne, both me and Mrs. love tats, and we'll travel for good work, probably in a few years, to be honest. Cool. KiwiCo. KiwiCo would be a great sponsor to join on with me, totally. Just trying to throw out some ideas. Thank you. Next step. Okay, so here's where I'm at with this. As of today, I've reached out to all the companies within our community, basically, that I can think of that I have any type of relationship with. Not ones that have sponsored me, even just like anybody within our space that I could think of that I would be willing to work with. Because at the end of the day, I'm not just trying to make money. I want to do business with people I actually want to do business with. Was Joel at LTX with you? Yes, Joel was there. I'm sure you met Joel. I'm fairly sure when we met, I might have been talking to Joel or Pooch. I don't remember exactly. My memory's fuzzy of that time too. But I'm sure you met Joel. No Creality sponsorship. I'd prefer to avoid printer brands in general. Just because like conflict of interest kind of stuff. Like I don't want my studio to be sponsored by Creality and now let's do a video about this new Prusa machine. Like I prefer to avoid that. I don't know what I'm going to get to avoid that, but I would prefer. But anyway, I have reached out to printer companies. I have. But the whole point being I've reached out to these companies, one second, within our community. Pooch and Steve are really local to me. Cool. I need to get down there sometime. Error. Conflict of interest. I mean, some of that. Or as much as I just don't want to step on people's toes. Anyway, I've reached to companies that fit that kind of description. Now it's time I start going wider. Now it's time I start reaching out to I'd love to talk to somebody at DigiKey. I feel like DigiKey could be a great fit. I don't know anybody at DigiKey or how to get a hold of anybody. The problem in this business that I have is finding who to talk to in these businesses. Like so often you can't just email info@digikey.com and expect an answer. You just can't. You need to find the marketing person. And even if you find the marketing person, there might be a dozen marketing people. Who's the right one to talk to? I don't know. Finding the person to speak to in these things is like the hardest thing. Developers, networking. It's networking things. Networking is the key. So that's as much as anything, that's why I go to events. That's why I go to events a lot of times. In Monster and energy drinks. Well, that's a whole discussion. It could be, but I don't think that's happening. That's a lot of why I go to events, to shake hands, to see people in person and talk to people and be like, hey, you, me, like, what can we do together? I'm hoping Rocky Mountain Rep Rap. Part of why I want to go to Rocky Mountain is to say thank you to you folks, but also to be like, hi, companies, remember that email I sent you? Hi, want to talk? Like, you know. Mandic Really Gamer Subs, Waifu Cup. So. You could call sponsors with an AI assistant. I don't know about that. There's a whole challenge to all that stuff. I don't know. So I'm trying to find whatever I can. Saw in one of your vids using color matched cable sleeving and heat shrink. Where do you source that? And do you have an affiliate link? I don't have, or do I have an affiliate link? I might have an affiliate link. How's the mouse pad going? No updates on that. Merch stuff's been a little iffy yet. Going up. Let me see if I can find my affiliate link. I think I do have an affiliate link for the cable sleeving. It's not an Amazon. It's a different company. Let me see if I can find it real quick. So what was I saying? Do I have it? Let me look. It is MDPCX. Yes, Vishal. That is who I get it from, or who makes the sleeving I use. But I get it from Titan Rig personally, and I think I have a Titan Rig code. Let me go check. Sign in. No thanks. Blah, blah. Titan Rig has saved my PC builds in the past. Yeah. I'm over here, camera. Are you not following me? Weird. Okay. I don't see my freaking store credit refunds. No. Black gloves, maybe not tracking. Possible. It should track my face, but welcome to our affiliate program. I am in your affiliate program. Pretty sure I'm in your affiliate program. Whatever. I can't find my affiliate code. I know I have one, but it's just not showing up. Anyway, let me pull up the sleeving. Is this Black Thorne? This is Black Thorne. We are in Black Thorne right now. DIY modding, sleeving. Boom. All right, I'm gonna drop a link in chat. So this is where I get my cable sleeving from. Titan Rig is where I get my cable sleeving from. So, whatever. Is that a Klein Tool network tester I see? Yes, it is. Klein Tool network cable tester. Yes, because I was running custom cables inside of here, so. So anyway, that is where I get cable sleeving from. MDPCX, that's the custom sleeving that I use for my builds. So it comes in a range of colors, different shades of the same colors. If I see an affiliate link in Discord, I'll be happy to use it. Cool. Robin, I know I have one. I'll look for it after stream and I'll add it on Discord. So thank you. Why? Tracking mode disabled. Yeah, I don't think I was able to get the tracking to re-enable with the gloves on. I think you're right. No rush, you rock. Thank you, Robin. Okay. All right. Back to what we're doing. I feel your pain. Thank you. All right. Let me grab this thing. It's fine. I've got this dumb pour spout thing, but it makes it easier to pour out this stuff. It's so dumb and it feels so much like it's not grabbing on the can like it should be, but whatever. Dropping. Sorry, that was rapid. There you go. This stuff is so thin. I've only used spray of this so far. This is the first I'll be using the actual can, and stuff feels so thin. Masking painter's tape can do the same trick as those lids. I never feel like those pour spouts are gonna stay on. Yeah, it does not feel like it's gonna stay on. I know that, but is what it is. Hey, if I'll step back so it's on camera, and if it goes everywhere, we've got a clip. If it goes everywhere, we've got a clip. Oh. God, this stuff is so thin. All right. I'm gonna start with a little bit for now, and we'll go from there. I heard a crash in the background. Did he spill paint? No, it's because I had the windows open. You heard somebody getting in their car. All right, let's bring this up. Make sure I don't unplug the camera. Hi, now you're a little above my eye level. Can't find the Klein tool 3D. Linus says that if I die, catch that on camera. Yeah. Even money kicks the paint can on the floor. Good call. I'm gonna move it. Rapid TCT, I'm not gonna make it to Rapid. Nope. I will not be at Rapid. Nope. Sadly, I didn't get a sponsor for Rapid. I actually have another trip next week, but I didn't get a sponsor. So, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. You're a streamer reading again, Alan. Oh, you're making a joke. Okay, well, Rapid TCT's next week. I'm not going. All right. I always do this with paintbrushes. Knock any stray bristles that want to pop out of here out before you go painting. Should give us camera control, huh? Good evening, Dot Mahmoot. Yeah. I've actually got another trip next week. Smart to not go to the Rapid while dealing with this. Funny you say that. I have another trip next week. It happens exactly the same time as Rapid. It's been on my schedule for ages. And while I think it would be better for me to go to Rapid, it is what it is, because this one is paid for, and Rapid I would have to pay for. So, and the brands that'll be at the show that I'm going to next week are like Lowe's, Surebonder, Bessie. So like companies outside of the 3D printing market, which is the next companies I want to be approaching for sponsorships. So it kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense for me to go. Make sure I don't get this camera. Is it a neurodivergent thing that I can now smell paint? This stuff is not nearly as stinky as I expected it to be. I don't think I needed to open the window. All right, let's get some paint in this brush. I'm just cutting in with the brush, obviously. So I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna be rolling after I cut in, but we're painting. So Black Thorne, sponsored by Lowe's. I mean, new studio sponsored by Lowe's would be awesome. Open windows still probably not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. You're right. They are open. So it's quite a few degrees cooler in here than it was when I started, but I like it cold anyway, so it doesn't really matter. All right. But yeah, like if I can get the new studio sponsored by Lowe's, that would be great. That would be great. So we shall see. I haven't mentioned why I'm using the shellac primer. I'm doing it because this is lumber, because I want this to be as smooth of a finish on here as I can get. And I want to hide the grain of the wood. I want to hide these knots. So the shellac should help. It's not going to hide everything. It is what it is. And I don't think I'm going to have time to sand this primer between here and painting it. We shall see. I'd like to, but I don't think I'm going to get to do like a good sand and recoat. But I want to hide the grain. I don't want the grain to be showing heavily through the paint and the primer. I did a lot of wood filling. You probably can't see it. It's mostly out here where you're not. But I did a lot of wood filler on this to to try and hide wood grain and knots and any checks, cracks in the lumber. So yeah. I'm just spotting any of the knots, so I'm sure that there is primer into them, and I'm not going to miss it when I roll over them. I'm going to cut in corners and then all the way around the walls. For as thin as this is, it is covering very well. You are right. So definitely not upset about that. Definitely not enough sand discs there. Nope, not enough. I was here for like 6 hours yesterday sanding all of this with 120 grit. But yeah, as thin as this stuff is, it is actually going on. It's doing great. So I am impressed with that. It doesn't stink nearly as much as I expected it to. I just want to make sure I get these knots. I'm going to roll. I got like a 4-inch roller I'm going to use to roll over this, but yeah. I don't know, pipe and wood is an interesting aesthetic. Well, this is actually wood. This is all wood. Should be recruiting help. I know, but we can't afford to pay anybody right now. And I don't want to take advantage of people's generosity. I appreciate the thought. My dad came out and helped. That's why I was off for like a month. It was because my dad was out here for a couple of weeks helping me. And I had to take advantage of a time while he was here. So we worked pretty nonstop for a couple of weeks. So I did get quite a bit of help, and then I kind of stalled out because I had to get back to working on my projects, making my money. And this kind of stalled. And it's time to be done with stalling. Ruby's working on her her pitch thing she's going to be launching. She's going to be doing something similar to what I'm doing. Kind of a founders program where people can buy like discounted tattoo time to help get the doors open and all that. Beer is always an option. I don't drink, but it doesn't mean I wouldn't be down to provide beer for payment. Beer is a thanks. How's your dad's truck? It's okay. I haven't had a chance to work on it in far, far, far too long. Just is what it is. I don't have any time to get to North Carolina where my dad is to work on it, unfortunately. And that is especially not going to be much better for a while. Hopefully by the end of this, things are a little smoother, I have like a dedicated space that I can work with so I can get back there and work on the truck. But as of right now, it really hasn't been worked on in far too long, unfortunately. I feel especially bad because like my dad came out here to help us and I don't have time to get out there. Being self-employed, anytime I take to do anything else, I'm just not making money. And that makes it hard. It's not like a paid vacation to go like, oh, I'm going to go work with my dad for a week on his truck. Sure, I can make videos about it, but like they don't do well on Mandic really. Hot Rod Hippie is kind of a dead channel, so that doesn't really make sense. This corner here, 1 hour into a stream, we just started painting. You're not wrong. Can you lobby to get your parents to move by you? No. My parents moved to North Carolina because my sister lives in North Carolina. And my sister has 2 children. So the grandbabies are in North Carolina. I've got animals, and we're never having children. So people think you work for yourself and you suddenly get all the time in the world. Quite the opposite. Absolutely. There's no paid vacation. If you're not working, you're not making money, etc., etc. So yeah, no, that is reality. Okay, I'm just trying to get these knots as much as anything right now. Those corners look pretty good. Yep, that'll do it. Grandparent mode. Yep. Is there a technical college near you where kids can gain experience hanging drywall and stuff? That could be a help. We're past that stage here. It's all like finishing detail stuff now. So, the last 10% takes 50% of the time. That's where we're at. So we're not far. Once I get this painted, Now to get this painted, I've got that wall over there to paint and the wall over here you can't see to paint. This wall and this wall have been painted. The others are just in primer. The ceiling is painted, the floor is painted. I just have 2 more walls to do, which are the most complicated walls, but that's not a big deal. Here, I've got to paint, I'm gonna primer this, then I gotta paint this. And once that's done, we can move everything that's in the middle back into the office and back into the space. Then I can paint the walls. I have a handrail to put up. And then realistically, we're pretty much ready to open. I've got to put up a fire exit sign and a smoke detector and a new fire extinguisher. Then we're ready to open. So it's really pretty close. Yeah. Does Ruby have a style she focuses on? I've been meaning to get a couple simple things on the mind for a while. Ruby does 94. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Zen Ex Machina. My wife does have a style. I don't know if I'm set up for like a screen share at the moment. Let me see. Not really. Maybe. Not really. Ruby. I'll drop Ruby's error Instagram in the chat. She has a very specific, she has a couple of specific styles she works in. So, yeah, I just dropped her Instagram. She has a whole website too. I just find her Instagram is like the quickest way to be like, oh, that's her style. So Ruby Gore, my wife's name is, she goes by Ruby Gore. And you search that, Ruby Gore Tattoo, you'll find her work. So, yep. Her style is mostly like dot work, black and gray is a lot of her style. But she also does color. She does a lot of animals, a lot of plants. She really likes scientific drawing stuff and really focuses on that kind of stuff. A lot of her clients are like actually scientists and like zoo and vets and librarians and things like that. So she can do other styles and will. I think Max, the head of the Voron team, is going to come and get a tattoo from her. She's probably going to end up doing a Voron logo on him. I probably shouldn't have said that, but that's probably his thing to say. But yeah, so like she will do other stuff. We're going to be doing, actually, we've talked about it and it will happen soon on this channel. Either way, as an artist, she is amazing. Thank you. We'll be doing a live stream while she tattoos me here in the studio soon, once we have all the legalities worked out of the studio. I'm not getting a Voron tattoo. I want that live stream for Patreon, for patrons. It's going to be probably for patrons and channel members on here. So channel members on here, and if I can figure out how to make it both channel members on here and patrons on Patreon, it'll be that. So it'll be like me, Ruby, you folks hanging out here on the channel while I get tattooed. She's doing a full back piece on me, like my entire back. And we're going to do a live stream of that. And it's going to be members only. But we will be doing that. As much as anything, it's going to be members only. Not to like drop. We planned this before all this came out. This shit hit. Waiting for that Zune tap. I'm assuming not all in one session. No way. Ruby's not fast. She does amazing work, but she's not fast. And I'm good with that because I'd rather the quality of the work than, you know, than the fastest work. She's gotten significantly faster over time, whatever, but definitely not one session. We always planned for it to be a members only stream, not to generate revenue, but as much as anything, which will be nice, but because it's just weird to put on the channel. You know, like if I had just have a public, like my channel is like building 3D printers, and not that this isn't weird right now, building 3D printers, painting an office, and then a tattoo session. Like it's just weird for people coming to the channel and being like, what is this? So if it's members only, it makes a little more sense. You folks who would be members know the deal. So yeah, kind of where we're at. That's the thought anyway. Got some big knots here to make sure I get good. And this stuff really, for how thin it does, it really does go far. So I was worried that like 1 gallon of primer wasn't going to be enough. I think it might actually be. We'll find out once I get to rolling, but we shall see. Oop. Yeah, like it's so much in the brush, I can kind of spread it, like push the brush and really like bring more out. Interesting. I don't know that I've ever used this stuff. I've used Kills, but that's thicker than this. That is thicker than this. If I haven't explained it, I know I haven't explained it on this stream. So like this office, I wonder if Snapmaker or I'm sorry, your channel is one of the single best channels for my ADHD brain. Good, we're succeeding in our goal. I mean, that's kind of just the way it goes. Posted on Hot Rod Hippie. Nah, I might be going to SEMA this year. There might be Hot Rod Hippie content yet this year. I'm probably going to end up going to SEMA this year. I hear West 3D will hook you up with ambrosia filament if you do an ambrosia or West 3D face tattoo. No, thank you. Wondering if Snapmaker or Bamboo will be the first to do 3D printing, tattooing? Yeah. At this rate, who knows? I do have an H2D on the way. Camera, I'm over here. I get lost tracking. Yeah, tracking keeps kicking out. Nomad, welcome in. No, it's on tracking. There you go. I'm gonna move the camera closer as I move my way down here. Are you getting the laser one? I don't know. I want the laser one. I don't know what they're sending. Get a logo on your forehead like Rimmer from Red Dwarf. I haven't watched Red Dwarf in way too long. I want the laser one. I don't know which one they're sending. So we'll see. I do know I have an H2D on the way. So I'll get to try that out, figure it out, see what that's all about. We shall see. I just unboxed my new footrest. I mean SV0. Yeah. So we shall see. I hope the laser one's what shows up, because quite honestly, like, you know, we might end up not being in the studio for a minute while we get settled in a new house or whatever's going to happen. So I was kind of like, oh, you know, it could make sense to have like an all-in-one machine and maybe do some content about like, hey, I don't have my studio right now. Let's see what this one machine can do for me. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to take whichever one they send, and if it's just the 3D printer, then I'll test the heck out of the 3D printer. And I'll see about upgrading to the laser unit later. It's supposed to be upgrade kits, so maybe I'll just be able to do a video about upgrading it when that comes. I don't think the upgrade kits are available yet. So I don't think they're available yet. Ender tattoo machine conversion? No, thank you. No, thank you. Emily, the engineer, did that. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Maybe someday I'll play with it. I told Nomad, I had an idea for a video. I know I told Nomad. I don't think I told anybody else. I had an idea for like a project. I'm not going to be able to execute it on anytime soon. So like somebody will probably beat me to it before I get to it. But my idea was to build my own all-in-one 3D printer machine. So like build a Bamboo H2D, but like build my own. So it's 3D printer, laser cutter, drag knife, pen plotter. Did I say anything else? I don't remember anything else. That might have been it. But also have a computer built into it with like a screen and and everything. So like on top of it could be a screen, like a laptop screen that folds up, portable screen and a keyboard, and like run a computer on it. That computer could be the host computer that runs Clipper on the thing. So the whole thing. Point being, it's an all-in-one 3D printers and maker machine. So you could design, slice, CNC. That's what I was missing, Zachary. Yes, CNC. That was also one of the thoughts. So it could be a like true all-in-one. You could literally design, slice, tool path, everything on the machine and just go. Like, it would be so dumb, but that's the point. It's just like, go dumb with it. Arc welder. I don't know about that. But yeah, that would be the point. That's such an ambitious project. Like, I'm not going to have time for that anytime soon. Maybe if I get into a full dedicated studio, but pick and place machine, yeah. When there's time, reach out to Framework. They love sending out hardware for people to build. Yeah, one of the Framework PCs, like their desktop built into that, could be cool. Or one of theirs. It doesn't need to be like the most powerful computer, just something that can run Linux to run Clipper and like Linux. What is it? Not Linux. Is it Linux CNC? The Linux, the CNC's operating system. I forget. I mean, there's Gerbil, but OpenCNC. I mean, there's OpenCNC, but there's another one. There's one that I know runs on Linux. It's what the Mercury team, Millennium Machine team with the Mercury. Millennium Machine with the Milo is looking, or have talked about a couple times going to. God, I forget. They run Duet Standard. I think it's just Linux CNC. I think it's just Linux CNC, isn't it, Steve? So whatever. That was the idea. It's silly. It's stupid. It wouldn't really be a great machine by any stretch, but like, make it really beefy. It wouldn't be a very great 3D printer. It would be fat. It would be slow because it would be a big, heavy thing for the CNC and laser and all that. But like, and I don't think it would be like you swap out modules or something. Or maybe it could be a multi-tool head machine, and each tool head does a different thing. I don't know. Obviously, it's just an idea I had this week. I was like, oh, H2D kind of inspired me to go silly with this. But yeah. I wish I'd brought a TV or something so I could like see chat better while I'm over here. I can just see it, but I can't read it. My eyes are good, but they're not that good. Oh. Yeah, Linux CNC is what Dave, yeah. At that point, you'd be making a tool changer. Yeah, you would be. I got all little AMD APU-based cube computer, nearly fanless, Pop OS on it, and make it my shop PC. Yeah, I've got a Geekom sent me another little mini PC. I'm going to run a Linux, use for a Linux box at the next studio. It was going to be for my electronics bench in the current studio, but current studio is going away. So I'll still use it at the next place. Actually, it may end up being our Plex box at the new house because I don't know. I'm not 100% what I'm going to do there because Ruby's Unraid NAS is our Plex box right now, and it's in my server rack, which I don't know what we're going to do. Probably makes sense just to build a little computer, like take all the drives out, get a simple case, put that all into a simple case, and put it in a closet in the house, and just run her server and Plex off of it. That's probably what I'll do. And then I can keep the server rack mount case in my server rack and do something else with it. Maybe a ZFS server for my SSDs. I don't know. I'm still having a hard time ripping Blu-rays for my Plex. Yeah, Ruby's NAS has a Blu-ray drive in it for ripping. I've just never had luck with it. I've never had luck personally. I got an i7 10700K, 64 gig RAM, many terabytes as my TrueNAS do everything server. Yeah, Ruby's server is a 9700K. Yeah, Ruby's in a 9700K with 32 gigs of RAM. It's so overkill because all we do is run Plex and Unraid on it. But it was just like I went to Micro Center because I needed a CPU for it, and they had it was when the 10700 or I think the 11700s might have come out. Like it was when the 11 series launched, I think, and they still had 9700s for like $150 or something ridiculous. So I was like, okay, I'll take that. Yeah, so Ruby's is honestly overkill, and it would probably make, realistically, I could probably get a lower tier hardware setup for hers and just keep the drives. And that would probably be best. And why did you just freak out? My chat window just went away. Hopefully stream is still going okay. Yes, it is. Okay. Don't know what that's about. Let me jump back to the streams and just make sure there's not something wrong. Sorry, my chat just went away entirely, so I'm just trying to nope, not what I wanted. It said my computer ran out of memory. This computer has 32 gigs in it. I don't think chat and the stream should really screw that up. Pop out chat. There we go. Cool. Make MKV, best Blu-ray ripper there is. Yeah, I had no luck with it. That's what I was using, was Make MKV. But still here, cool. We are here. Have Chrome open. Yeah, well, Chrome and memory holes. So the Minis Forum PC that I was talking about building for my next video, I ordered 96 gigabytes of DDR5 SODIMM for that. I ordered it before all this. I probably would have ordered 64 gigabytes and saved a couple of bucks, but I had already ordered it. So yeah, I ordered 96 gigabytes of SODIMM DDR5 for that. Yep. Cut in this wall. This is why I taped, so I don't have to get too crazy about cutting in. I can just do it. Yeah. Cut in the corners. And along the floor. Yes. 32-bit apps are limited to 2 gigs of RAM. I'm an aspiring sysadmin in cybersecurity tech, so going to be running my home lab, essentially Ubiquiti equipment soon. I do love my Ubiquiti equipment, and I'm actually really happy. Happenstance, it makes sense. It's ridiculous. So Ubiquiti sent the hardware for here, Black Thorne, and when they sent the hardware for Black Thorne, they sent one of their new Dream routers. So their little trash can router. They sent the new Dream Router 7 with the hardware that they sent for here. And I was like, I have no use for this. Like, I didn't need it here. I don't need it at the house. It made no sense why they sent it. And I was like, okay, now I have use for it. So the Dream Router is going to be the router at the new house. And then all the hardware that currently runs our house will be at my studio, wherever that ends up being. So I have a use for the Dream Router all of a sudden. It's like Ubiquiti knew the future and didn't tell me. Breaking, just got the green light to start my 350 2.4 build. Awesome, Dark Third Dimension. Good luck with that. He moved us. Went to get a cup of coffee. Yeah. Minis Forum UN 100p, 12th gen, 100 N100, 160 bucks. Dang, Minis Forum got good. I mean, honestly, yeah. John, did you get a new place? John, we've pretty much picked a house. We picked a house that we really like. The landlord accepted our offer. We're just like deciding if it's truly the one we want. It's much smaller. I'm not going to be able to have a studio in the house. It's going to cut our expenses though. And which is good, obviously. So most likely we found a house, not a studio yet, but yes. So I haven't made, and I feel bad about this so far. I really feel bad about this. I actually had a conversation with ChatGPT about it today, where I really want to make a big thank you post for the support that everybody's showing me. I seriously appreciate it. I really, really do. And I want to make a big thing thank you so much. How do I put this nicely? I worry that it's going to discourage other people from helping, because I still need to get a studio. And I worry that I'm just thank you so much. You folks have really helped us out so much and blah, blah, blah. People are going to be oh, he's good. He doesn't need anything from me. And I don't want to shoot myself in the foot like that. Does that make sense? Do I sound awful saying that? I don't know. Do progress updates at major stages. Wait until you're moved in. Yeah, it's not even been a week yet. So I mean, it is what it is. I don't have a studio yet. I need sponsors. I need companies to get on board and really help me out. Realistic and open, not terrible. Awesome. Thank you. It is what it is. I appreciate the living hell out of everybody who's helping out, supporting, joining up on Patreon, all that. But at the end of the day, my Patreon through all this has grown a ton. And thank you so much to everybody who's joined up. But I don't expect that everybody's going to stay supporting. I can't expect that who joined Patreon this week is still going to be on Patreon next month. And I'm going to do my best to make my Patreon worth it so people want to stay and want to see the journey and help out. But I can't count on that. So you don't sound awful. The situation hasn't been resolved. Just make a post at the end. We appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Can't help. Cali's too expensive. Seriously, I don't expect anybody to help. I truly do not. Thank you so much to everybody who does. Just kind words means a lot. Saying thank you will shoot yourself. It could. I don't know. Makes total sense and not awful. There's spare bedroom you can take over. There is a spare bedroom in the house that will be my office. So I'm going to put together an office and a stream set up in there. So we can at least keep streams going and film a couple of really small videos, kind of like my last video for the security cameras here, where I filmed basically entirely in my office. We will have that and we will do that. So it's going to help. So the new house will let me keep working, just not to bigger and better levels to produce the bigger and better income that I need. So more merch. Merch we're working on it. We're working on it. The company that I'm working with on getting merch done, they've been struggling to get like the merch right. And we both want to be sure that the merch is right. Because I'm not just trying to put out merch just to put out merch. I want it to be something people want. So. Seeing that you're getting through this is all I wanted to see. IMO, don't go shooting yourself in the foot. Thank you, Vince. So for Ubiquity, I need network management, cameras, and local recording. Lots of gigabit, mostly 1 gigabit, some 2.5, and a few 10 gig would be nice, and a few APs. Thoughts? Ugh. I mean, watch my home lab setup. I think my home lab setup is like what you're looking for. It's not cheap, but you get a lot with that. So gonna be a fun project. Yeah. I think my home lab setup is probably what you're looking for. I don't know. I love your home lab tour. It gives me some good ideas. Yeah. Like that aggregation switch they have, the 10 gig aggregation switch, that's one of the cheapest ways to get 10 gig networking in your house. I just bought some Amazon freaking 10 gig to SFP to RJ, Cat 6, RJ45 adapters, and that worked out great. RGB desk pad, waiting for that. Yes, I got to get on them about that because I think that we'll be able to do sooner than t-shirts. So less talky, more painty. Thank you. Welcome back, Nomad. Yeah, you're right. I got to be painting. You're right. You're right. So, yeah. Yep. Yeah. See, and this is part of why I was like, maybe I should do a painting stream because y'all are my accountability buddies. Absolutely getting a Mandic desk mat. Awesome. The Giga desk mat. The Giga desk needs one. Yes. I've got to get on that. I got to get with them on that. I think we'll be able to make that happen. Maybe not sooner because they have to be ordered. Like those aren't made to order. Those are like inventory item. But we might be able to make that happen better. What was the other thing I was thinking about? Damn it. Oh, one positive note out of all of this. Did Ubiquity release a non-subscription tier? Yeah, their Ubiquity cameras are non-subscription. You don't have to have a subscription to use Ubiquity cameras, hardware, any of that stuff. The cameras in here are free to access. You just have to have the hardware. Soldering mat like Gamers Nexus. Ooh, soldering mat's a great idea. I don't know about that, but yes. Yeah, Ubiquity hardware, no licensing fee for cameras, and I mean for any other stuff. But cameras, no licensing fee, no cloud access fee. It's all hosted locally, but you can access it remotely through the apps. So configurability and management ease of pay easily pays for itself. Honestly, it really does. Like I can set up other networking hardware. Ubiquity is just so much easier. I know it's not the nicest stuff that exists on the market, but it does. Ubiquity Unified does have an optional advanced firewall that is subscription based, but 99% of people don't need it. Yeah. There are additional functions you can pay for. I think there might be some like AI cloud processing for like remote management type of stuff or like remote camera detection, but like it does local detection really well. I'm really happy with my Ubiquity setup. Yeah. Do you need friends to stop by tomorrow to encourage help? Bob? Yeah, probably. I've got meetings tomorrow, so I'm going to be like in and out tomorrow. But yeah. What was the other thing? Dang it. There was something I wanted to mention. Oh, yes. Okay. ADD. The one positive about this is, I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, I've mentioned it in videos multiple times. My house now, I only have cable internet. There's no fiber where I live. Where we're moving to, like we're looking in one specific area, and that whole area is well covered by fiber, 2 gig fiber. So it's looking like I will be able to upgrade to 2 gig fiber from currently I have 1200 down and 30 megabit up. So it's looking like I will be able to upgrade to sequential 2 gigabit for cheaper. It's cheaper. So it looks like I'm going to go back to having fiber and faster speeds for less money. I am loving that. Yeah, so I am very, very happy about that. That was one positive. I was like, oh wait, the area we're moving to, I think they have it. And I looked, and sure enough, like each house we've checked out so far, I checked, and I can get fiber at each of them. So really looking forward to that. Like our internet's fine, but so like, okay, nerds, people who are into this stuff, here's my thought. My plan for what if, you know, I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch. Like, as long as we get, hopefully I get a studio. Hopefully I get the commercial space that I need to do what I want to do. If I do, which city? We're mostly looking like Beaverton, Hillsborough. I can tell you that much. We're mostly looking Beaverton, Hillsborough. So we, error. Oh, okay. My plan is to put my big, powerful computer, the computer I work on now every day with 3090 and blah, 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 have that at the studio. And then I'm going to build myself this mini forum computer for the house. It'll still be powerful enough to do CAD design and streaming and everything, but the other computer will be more powerful. So my plan is, since I'll have 2 gigabit networking internet plus 2.5 gig networking at both ends, I should be able to use Parsec, and I should be able to remote into my computer at the studio and do my video editing from home, but still use the power of the big computer. I'm hopeful that could be a thing, and I'm sure we'll probably do like at least maybe a Mandic Labs video about that. Maybe not so much a Mandic Really one, but you can cross the location work, careful on the latency. I know it's not going to be perfect. It's not like that's not how I'm going to edit every video. Tail scale maybe. There are multiple options for it. Parsec's just the one that I've thrown out there. Hit up the Indian food truck across the street from the Intel Aloha campus. Astoundingly good. Cool. I can set up WireGuard site to site for a VPN between them. Yeah. And I do hope to do that, because I will definitely set up a VPN between the two, because I want to use one as an offsite backup. Like I'll back up video projects between both locations. So, you know, nature forbid, like if the studio burns down, I don't lose everything. So Smarter Everyday has a remote setup. I don't remember what he uses. I think like LTT, LMG, they use Parsec, I think. Parsec is great for that, especially the paid tier. Having all your monitors is super nice. Yeah, so that's my thought. You know, like that could be a really solid. It's not like I'll edit the videos at the studio, but like often when I'm editing videos, I often go late into the night. You know, I'll often be up till 2 a.m. Well, yeah, often like 2 a.m. getting a video done if it really has to be done like for the next day. And I don't want to have to be at the studio. I want to spend time with my family. So like, that's the idea, is like I could, you know, edit till 5, 6 o'clock at the studio and be like, okay, this isn't going to be done anytime soon. Go home, hang out with the animals and Ruby and have dinner and hang out, and then go to my office and get the rest of the work done without having to like bring an SSD with me and worry about breaking it or something, you know? If you use Unify, they have native site-to-site VPN option built in. Yeah, I mean, I'll have Ubiquity hardware on both ends, so yeah. Yeah, so that's the idea. And then we're gonna have this as a third site, though the internet connection here is not fast. But this third site will allow me like additional backup. So I could really have 3 separate sites of data storage. I do want to put a NAS here so I can store some like important business files and stuff here. So worst case scenario, if the entire area of Hillsborough burns down or Mount St. Helens explodes and takes out that area for some reason, maybe this one will be safe. I got a gifted membership. Thanks to whoever gifted. Thomas, that was way early in the stream. I forget who did it, but congrats. About 2 hours ago, somebody gifted you one. Yeah. Ubiquity multi-location may help. Yeah, I'm kind of on Ubiquity multi-location now because I have this location and the house. So I'll just be adding a third location. So yeah. Yep. God, I didn't fill, like as I'm priming, I can see spots I should have filled better. But it is what it is. Is what it is. All right. At work and lunch break just started. Well, welcome to it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I gotta do the floor. I'm gonna put that on the floor rather than on the ladder. I've been searching eBay for Ubiquity gear, found some good deals. You can find good deals on used Ubiquity hardware. If you don't need the latest and greatest stuff, like you can find some solid deals. I bought a handful, like that's how I got my first Ubiquity setup together, was used hardware, and it worked good for me. I think I bought like a new Dream Machine and the rest of it was used and it was solid. Yeah, build it in a fallout shelter. Yeah, but fallout shelter is hard to get toolboxes in and out of. So. If you need a real estate agent for the studio search, I can share a contact. Thank you, Bob. I've had pretty good luck finding spaces. That's primarily why we're looking where we're looking for a house, is because I've been finding a lot of good commercial real estate options up that way, and that's like our driving force. I'm still running a Docker Unify controller, have used Dreamwall. I need to figure out how I want to install it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can run Unify on a Raspberry Pi. You can run it in Docker. You can run it on just like whatever computer you might have lying around. You don't have to run it on official Ubiquity hardware. You're going to be painting the parlor in eggshell, right? No, this is going to be semi-satin? Yeah. Eric Lowe, thank you so much for the super chat. Eric, thank you very much for the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Going to be painting an eggshell. No, it needs to be wipeable. Tattoo shop. Everything in this place needs to be wipeable. So, gotta love health code standards. So, though funny enough, we learned, like we were so worried about getting this place ready for health inspection, and it turns out you don't have to have the health department inspect a tattoo shop here to open it. They can randomly inspect it when they choose, but you don't have to have them inspect it, and I kind of hate that. You have to get a license. It has to be up to standard. So if they show up and it's not, you're going to be in trouble, but you don't have to have them inspect it. Like in Philadelphia, you can't open the doors till the health department inspects. And that's what we were figuring on, but that's not the way it is here. Same as it doesn't seem like Portland has any zoning around tattoo shops. We were all worried about like, oh, where can we open a tattoo shop? Like what zoning? Because in Pennsylvania, they treat tattoo shops zoning wise the same as strip clubs and liquor stores. So like you have to be a mile away from a school and all these like requirements because they put it in the same vein as those businesses. But nope, not here. Portland, they're just like, whatever. So that's the ever-present, everybody's like, all the policies of that city, blah, blah, blah. Well, I can open a tattoo shop wherever I want. I mean, we weren't worried about it because this space was actually a tattoo shop before. That's the last business that was in here was also a tattoo shop. How the last studio was operating, I don't know, because they were not meeting health department standards. I know they weren't, but we will be because we hold ourselves to a bit of a higher standard in that regard. I probably should have got this stuff tinted. This is tintable. I probably should have got it tinted because I'm painting black over this. And it was probably a mistake to leave it white. I should have at least gotten it gray. Too late now. too late now. Is it not? Is that an HP sauce bucket? It's an HP handy paint cup. Yeah, I do pop-ups with my girlfriend. We have to have the health department come to each event before we start it. Yeah, we do things weird in Portland. Another Portlander. Welcome, hello. You figure it would be mandatory for inspections. I would figure, I don't know. Excited for the poster to get here. Eric, I hope it turns out awesome. I haven't seen the posters yet, so I really hope they're cool. I need to get one ordered for myself. Started streaming 94 minutes ago. Nice. A mile from school? I don't think that's even true. Check out 82nd School and strip clubs within a block. 82nd. Oh, schools. Well, Mech Vince. I was talking about Philadelphia. And well, Philadelphia. Pennsylvania in general. That was Pennsylvania I was referring to. Off to bed. Ardon, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. What color is the shop going to be? It's staying white. So the walls are going to be white. The walls are white. The ceiling is like it was supposed to be a purple, a really, really faint purple, but it turned out a lot darker than we wanted. Actually, the walls and the ceiling were all supposed to be this purple, but it turned out way too dark. And we really didn't like it. So the walls are getting all white. The ceiling is staying purple just because we don't feel like repainting it. This is getting black. This is going to be black. I haven't talked. I might as well tell you folks a couple of ideas or what's happening. Quick second. Let's turn you over here. Hi. So over here, I don't know if you can see this. I can't see the camera. I'm sorry. I can see the camera. I can't see the preview. So this wall over here, this wall is going to be a big art piece in the middle of it, because this is the seating area where like people wait, you know, or like Ruby sits with them when they first come in to like, you know, go over their design, whatever. So there's going to be a big art piece in the middle of this, and the rest of this entire wall is going to be like an architectural panel look, and it's going to be fully 3D printed. This is a Mandic Lab project. It's going to be coming. So we're going to do this whole wall completely covered in 3D print for like an accent wall, but it's going to be like studs. So like a studded belt. It's going to be like the whole thing is that with a big art piece in the middle of it and like spotlight on the art piece. So that's a project that is coming, and hopefully sooner rather than later. But yeah. All right, back over here. Bloop. Are you not following me now? Did you lose me? Seems like you lost me. Yep, stop tracking. Mandic in the morning, Daredockel, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I've not gotten nearly enough done. Shock and awe. Shock and awe. Good morning to you. It's not. All right. Spread that. Finish getting along the floor here. I'm amazed this paint cup is going so far. This stuff really does go a lot further than I expected. Like latex paint, I absolutely would have run out by now. All right. Some knots in this. Covered. But that's gotta get rolled. Most of this needs to get rolled, but. Maybe the camera needs a firmware update. The camera does need a firmware update, actually. I know for a fact it does. I've been putting off doing it because every time I go to use the camera is when I go to use the camera. So I don't want to update it right before I use it. And the wood area. So like this is getting painted black. I'm gonna move this camera a little further away because I'm gonna start going over here where the camera is. Let's move it further. Sorry. Hi. So, hello, I'm over here. Yes, hi. Stay with me. So this office for update, whatever the heck, so people understand what's happening. There we go. The office this is the office. It's got a sliding barn door. It's leaned up back there right now. And this is gonna be painted black. And the goal is to make it look kind of like a conference room in like a high-end office, whatever the heck. Make it kind of look like that kind of like glass box conference room look. But it's gonna get acrylic panels for the windows, frosted acrylic. So it's gonna be frosted acrylic panels, so you're not really gonna be able to see into the office, but light, because there's a good amount of natural light that comes in the front of the shop. So the natural light will really get in there and helps light up the office a little bit. Or at night, when this place is closed, I could put like RGB lights inside of the office and it'll be like a glowing box to like, kind of like just be trippy at night, is one of my thoughts. I don't know if I have Ruby sold on that one yet. I think it'd be cool. But you know me, I love RGB. So we all know I love RGB. All right. Everybody knows Mandic really likes RGB. All right, grain. Sure, the wood grain's gonna want to suck up this stuff. Oh, end grain here I missed. All right. Have you considered privacy film that goes clear when charge is applied? Would be good for after hours when working in the office to see out into the space. Thought about it. Just the expense. Like stuff's not, to my knowledge, that stuff's not cheap. I haven't priced it out. Just the acrylic for this is actually going to be pretty pricey. So faint glue or occasional blue flash to make it look like a sci-fi shenanigans going on in the box. I mean, that's a cool idea. Ruby wants to have like window displays in the front windows that we could change seasonally to make this a bit of a like attraction. Like people want to wander by and see what the new display is kind of thing, and make it a bit of a staple kind of concept obviously as an advertising thing. People come by, take their Instagram photos and tag the location or something. It's one thought. So like having this kind of glowing as like a backdrop, because there's a window right over there that would be looking in toward it. So it could be like the glowing backdrop for that window display. That's a great idea. Cool, thank you. Ruby's idea, but yeah. Daredockel, got to be careful with money, just as I just went self-employed, but this is the new studio fund. Thank you so much, Daredockel. It is appreciated. I know the pains of self-employment. Thank you so much. Switch glass is expensive. We have a few clients that have done it tied into Lutron. I mean, that would be really rad, being able to tie it into like a nice home assistant setup, but unless I get that sponsored, that ain't happening. It would be awesome to do, absolutely. Totally agree, but I don't see that happening. So for now, we're just gonna go with I forget what it's called. I found a local plastic supplier here that I went and talked to, and they had the best price I could find anywhere, online or whatever, for this pre-frosted acrylic. It's not frosted, it's like textured, but it's like, I don't know, whatever. It's meant to be privacy acrylic. It's what it's for. So it's like light passes through it really well, and if you put your hand right up against it, you can see the hand, but if you move your hand 6 inches away, it's just, you can't really tell what it is. So I just went on unemployment, Jack, so sorry to hear that. I do not miss those days. I do not miss those days. Sorry to hear that. I mean, granted, whatever, yeah. I feel for you on that. Hopefully it's a short period for you. Hopefully it's a short period. All right. All right, all right, all right. Multi-craft Plastics is in this area, has been a good supplier. I forget what the place is called. What was the place called? I don't even know where my phone is. My phone might be in my car. Did I really come in here without my phone? I'm a little concerned. Where did I put my phone now? I might need to check on that quick. Whatever. It can wait. It's not that pressing of an issue. But yeah. Apple Watch, you can ping your phone. Good call. I don't know how to do that, but I know I can. Not crown, but other side button. I literally never use that button. iPhone not connected. You can use Find Device, open Find Devices. It must be in my car. Tap Plastics. They're good too. Yeah, Tap Plastics. That was it. McVince, that's it. Tap Plastic. Yep, it's in my car. Your phone is currently 12 miles down the road and getting further away. Nope, it is in my car. So, it's fine. But yes, Tap Plastics. That was it. Up north. Yeah, Tap Plastics. They had a shockingly good price. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still going to be expensive, but I tried shopping around and finding it cheaper. I couldn't. They had a really fair price on it. So that's what we'll be doing when we get there. Yeah, technology. Thanks for the thought. I would have totally forgotten about that. So, would have totally forgotten about that. That's, the only things I use my Apple Watch for, like I forget what generation watch this is. It's old at this point. It's like 2 or 3 generations back, SE version or whatever. It's the smallest, most basic one. The only things I use it for is the time, the weather, temperature, not even the weather, just the temperature, and notifications. I love it. What I love it for, and the reason I got the Apple Watch, the reason I got it is so I don't get distracted by my phone. Because if I'm working, I'm doing this and my phone vibrates in my pocket, I'm like, oh, I should check that. And then I pull out my phone, I check it, and it was a totally unimportant email. But while I'm here, I might as well check Instagram or Twitter or blah, blah, blah. And then I get lost. Whereas when it's on my watch, I can just boop. Oh, it was an email, unimportant, nothing I need to get to right now, and keep going. And I don't fall into that trap. Most Apple Watch users are not aware of all it can do. Oh yeah, I know it can do a ton of stuff that I don't do with it, but That's what I primarily use it for, and it's worth its weight in gold for that, for me. So yeah, I don't know. It's immeasurable how much time it has saved me of not getting distracted by my phone. So Ruby always gives me crap about it. She's like, you check your watch so much. You're not really saving that much time. But I'm like, it's a whole lot better if I was actually checking my phone. Like, I know she's not wrong that I check my watch often to like just double check what that notification was, but it's still a lot better than if I was heading into my email and check my email or whatever. Like, I think anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just selling myself that that's what it's doing for me, but who knows? Excited about the new Pebbles. I want to go back to e-ink smartwatch, 30-day battery life. Yeah, that was... Don't look at me, everything distracts me. Yeah. You glance at the watch, the phone, it's easy 5 to 15 minutes at least. Exactly. Like, I might glance at my watch every 30 seconds just to see what was that? What was that? But if I wasn't doing that, I'd be on my phone for that entire 30 seconds, you know? Like, I think it worked really well for me personally, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just look like I'm uninterested in everything. I know she hates that. Like, I look like I'm uninterested in what she's saying, but I'm just checking notification. It's habit. You know, I'm sure that drives her a bit nuts, and I feel bad about that. But there's a little bit of wood filler here. I'm gonna do something I shouldn't do, and I'm gonna scrape it. I should have sanded it. I missed it. That'll work. That'll work. Yeah, that's not so bad. Okay, cool. There's a little blob of wood filler I missed when I was sanding last night, apparently. Okay, I'll just check my phone. Crawls into an ADHD rabbit hole for an hour. Exactly. 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 What was I doing? I didn't even check my email. Yeah. Yeah, Ruby and I got them at the same time for the same purpose, and she just never clicked with the watch, and I can't live without it now. So, only an hour? Yeah, I know. The hours where you feel bad and you're like, oh wait, I gotta get back to work. That's another thing I'm hoping with the, I'm fooling myself with that getting a dedicated studio space will get me back onto like a real work schedule where I can be like, my work schedule is 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day, and I'll go to the studio and I'll work, and that'll be that, and I'll make more progress, I'll be more efficient, and it's gonna be great. I know I'm kidding myself, but that's my thought. Like, give myself a more stringent, rigid schedule. That way I'll be more productive. I can't believe I don't have my phone. I'd actually, before this stream, before I started streaming, I was like, oh yeah, I'll bring my phone in and I'll use that to monitor chat while I work. And I was trying to figure out if I had like a way to rig it up on my wrist or something, but I don't. And then I left it in the car. Because I was so worried about getting the stream running, I forgot it in my car. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. Okay. A couple of dark spots here where there were nails or something in this corner. I hate this corner. It's just what made sense here. Did you check the Houston acrylics prices? That's where I get my acrylic from. Also, frosted acrylics too pricey. You can always sand clear acrylic to frost it. Yeah, I forget. I checked a handful of places. The thing is, we need like, Jeff, you're headed out. Thank you very much for being here, Jeff. Appreciate it. Oh, you're talking to RJ. RJ Repo Man, thank you for being here. Talk to you in chat, I'm sure, Discord, etc. Thank you. I know I shopped around prices. The thing is, I think these are like 37 inches by 48 inches, or 48, 72, 96, 8 foot. So I need basically full sheets just cut to width for each of these. Each of these is a full sheet, and then smaller sections for the top. And so shipping on big pieces from anywhere online or anywhere not local is just insane, or companies just won't even quote me. A lot of places just don't even bother. Like, you can't put in that big of a piece on their website for a quote. So, kind of where I'm at. The quote that I got from Tap Plastics was so reasonable compared to everybody else that I've talked to so far for smaller pieces, because I couldn't really get quotes for the size I needed, that I'm probably just going to stick with them and call it done. Yeah, so I've tried, I've looked, because Ruby was a little sticker shocked by how much it's going to cost at first. And then when I looked around and found prices from other places, it was like, your sticker shock's about to be a whole lot worse. So. And then this one here, I think this one's a full I think this one's 47 inches by 96. Like, this is almost a full sheet here. So. I'm gonna move the laptop so I can still see chat while I'm over on that side. Famous last words. Hopefully we don't disconnect in any way. We are hardwired in. Cool. Hello. Cool. I get full sheets, but I'm only 3 hours from them. Yeah. So that's this Tap Plastics is local, and I forget how much it was. How much was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I forget. Clear acrylic, then get the frosted window film. Tap is so cheap for how much they sell. Yeah. I want to say it was like $190 a sheet we were looking at, I think. I want to say it was like $1,000 to do just these windows, which there's 5 of them. Cut, that's, the sheet cut to our size each. The film. So the door there and the door to the bathroom both have the film on them, and they both have a ton of bubbles in them. We tried working the bubbles out. We didn't put the film on. It was on when we got here. We just haven't taken it off. We'll probably redo it eventually. You run the risk of bubbles. And when I'm doing a 4 foot by 8 foot sheet of the stuff, we do not want bubbles, It's just better to get the stuff that's already there. And also, we're looking at like labor time. If it takes me 2-3 hours to put a piece of film on one window to try and get all the bubbles out of it, and I even get one bubble in it, I've wasted so much time. I should have probably just bought the sheet, Like, I hate it. You got to think about like when it's your own DIY project you're just trying to get done, it's one thing. When it's a project you're trying to get done for a business you need to have the doors open on, it's a different story, So just trying to balance those things. We're trying to cut corners wherever we can, but that's like the one place we keep coming back to. We just need to spend the money. That's why it's not getting done right away. Like this office doesn't need the glass in it to get rolling. It doesn't need the glass in the office to open the doors. That's not a requirement. So it's not going to have it. That'll have to come later. That'll just have to come later. Tap is, I'm gonna have to remember tap. I'm definitely gonna have to remember tap. I'm hoping to get a bigger CO2 laser into the new, because like part of the thing with the new space, if I end up getting the new space, it wasn't aware of the sheer size. Yeah, it is what it is. I hope we can get a bigger laser into the new space, you know, because new space hopefully will be bigger. So I'd like to get a bigger CO2 laser eventually. And knowing that tap is fairly reasonable and I can just like drive up there will be nice to be able to go get like sheets. I could get them cut to the size of the laser bed. So I'm not messing around, to just pick up sheets ready to drop into the laser. That'll be great. That will be great. All right, now I'm finally running low on what's in this cup. How long this? It's been like an hour and a half. Like the stuff all around it's crusty around this cup, but we made it a long time with just one fill of this dang cup. Okay. Yep, dripping. Getting messy. I'm getting sloppy. I'm getting a little sloppy. Because I haven't gotten enough done. Kids finally sleep. Hobo Bananas, welcome in. Glad to see I didn't miss the whole stream. Nope, we're still here. I still got plenty to work to do. I don't know if I'm going to keep streaming the entire time, but we still got plenty to do. At some point I should probably duck off and actually get some progress made here. Maybe when it comes to rolling, I will, but I still got plenty of cutting in to do, so. Still plenty of cutting in to do. Yeah. I had hoped to work on the VZ bot today. The parts came in that I could have gotten back to the VZ bot, but hopefully Sunday we can actually work on the VZ bot and like get it largely wrapped up. At least Sunday will probably be the last stream on the VZ bot, I think. At least until after the move, or I may just button it up off stream just because, you know, I don't want to put it in a box and move it incomplete. I want to finish it. So I hate to do that, but that might have to happen. Not sure yet. But I got the parts in. I got the new thermistor in from Triangle Lab. Simon's sending me a few parts, but I don't need those to keep moving. I can get your info to my contact over at San Antonio Lasers if you'd be interested in chatting with them. Maybe you can work out some sponsor thing. Yeah, absolutely. I contacted OhmTech. I've already contacted OhmTech to see if they wouldn't be open to sponsoring the new studio. But you know, that was just like one contact I already had. So I'm open to talking to people, absolutely. So don't know if, you know, it's a little hard to approach companies that don't know who I am already, because like OhmTech had already reached out to me not too long ago, and we didn't end up working out a deal. But now that the situation's changed, we might be able to. So out of all the lasers I have, SA has been problem-free. I like to hear that. I do like to hear that. I do like to hear that. Thanks for the night entertainment. Good luck with everything. Donald, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. I will talk to you. Have a good one. All right, let's cut this wall edge in. We can roll this. Gotta cut this crack in the middle of this in, and this wall edge. I'm gonna need more primer here in a minute. That stuff really went so much further than I expected. How thin it is, I really didn't expect this. So I'm not upset by that. Whether or not it needs more coats, I don't know. Especially with knots. I'm gonna have to pay attention to the knots really popping through. If they're really popping through, I'm gonna have to recoat. And I want a smooth finish, and these brush strokes are not gonna help with the smooth finish, but yeah. All right, all right. I can DM you as info, LTX Design, please do. I'm happy to have any contact info I can right now. It's worth reaching out to companies. Worst they can say is no, you know? So I would be happy to have it. Thank you. I would be happy to have it. Thank you. One thing I can say about this whole thing happening, I've always been really bad at the business side of my business. Like the content creation side of this, like talking to you folks, making videos, that's what I'm good at. Building things, that's what I'm good at. The getting sponsors, the doing my taxes, all that stuff, I'm not very good at. I can do it, but I am not adept at it. It's not a natural skill to me. One thing I can say about this whole thing, you know, the trouble we have right now, whatever you want to call it, the great spaceport relocation mission, is it's forcing me to get the heck out of my comfort zone, get out of my own way, and just do stuff. Revamping my Patreon is something I've wanted to do for like 2 years. I've wanted to redo my Patreon and get more serious about it and try to build it up. I just never did it. I've tried and I didn't have much luck with it. Then this happened and it's like, shit or get off the pot. What are you gonna do? So I'm being a lot better about reaching out to companies and being like, hey, here's where we're at. Here's what we're looking for. What can we do? Can you help us out? Want to work with us? What do you want to see? So like, I don't know. It's annoying that it took this to get me to a point where I'm just like, I got to take this more seriously. I got to work harder at this, but here we are. Ruby's been like, thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming around finally. Sorry it took this, but yeah. It is what it is. Hopefully I can maintain it and keep this business rolling and really doing what we want to see it do. We shall see. I hope we can build something awesome together. I want to build cool stuff. I just want to have fun with you folks and build cool stuff. That's it. That's all I care about. People ask me all the time, people ask me all the time. I've been asked more than once. The ever-present, like the high school guidance counselor question. If you won the lottery today and you never had to work again, what would you do with your life? I'd keep doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Okay, no, I would hire somebody to paint this. But most of what I do, I would just keep on doing. I love my job. I love what I do. I love making things. I love building things. I love chatting with you folks. This is fun. I enjoy watching others work. Thank you. I was watching somebody else work, but you know, I'm sure there'll probably be more streams like this with the new studio space too, because if when we get the new studio space, I'm just trying not to count my eggs before they hatch. It's gonna be time where I'm just building it, you know? So like, might as well hang out on stream with you folks while I work on stuff. It's probably gonna happen. But yeah, I don't know. I would just keep on doing this because I love doing it. I just want to make it so I can keep doing it and keep sharing the journey and the fun. That's all. I'm not looking to get rich. I'm not looking to set the world on fire. I'm not looking to save the world. I'd love, if I could, great. But I'd like to do some good. I hope I can get to the point where I can afford to pay back into the community more and help open source projects or like, you know, more stuff. But is what it is. Okay, a few more knots to touch. I got to get more primer in here. Stuff I got's getting a little thick, I think. It's getting thicker as it dries in my cup. And or on my brush, I guess. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a 3D printer, man. Is new place already on the horizon? New house is already on the horizon. New house is on the horizon. Not a house where I can work. It's gonna be smaller and cheaper, thankfully. New studio is up in the air. I need sponsors. I need sponsors to make the new studio make sense. I can't justify it just like, I gotta make it make sense. So if I can lock in a couple of sponsors for an extended period of time, just get a couple of companies that wanna believe in what we're doing and sign on, help out, make it happen, get us rolling, it'll happen. I just gotta get that. We're not there yet. I've had a couple of meetings, nothing's locked in yet though, so. Yep. Not needing a shop absolutely opens up the housing options. It opened up the housing options a lot. Because that's, like I've said, the house we had was ridiculous. It was way too big for us. We didn't need it. And it would cost us a lot because of that. But we looked at it like, okay, we have a big garage, which I needed. And it was kind of like, well, we could pay for a smaller place and a garage for me, or we get it all in one. Now we're just gonna go the other direction, so. Hello, palms. The office you're working on looks like it could be Mandic Labs 2.0. This is only 400 square feet total, including the bathroom. It's actually a little less than that. It's like 390, 380. My current garage studio is 580 plus my office, and that's not big enough. Ideally, I'm hoping to get like 1,000 or more square feet. I think 1,000 is realistic. I'm seeing really reasonable prices for like 1,000 square foot shops, so that's what I'm hoping for. So. Send it on IG. Thank you, LTX Designs. My garage here is 20 by 20, so similar size. Yeah, I mean, this is basically like, I guess like 18 by 19 in here, I want to say. Yeah. And like, I could make this work if I had to. I could, yeah, sure. As much as anything, my problem is I'm a hoarder. As Ruby calls me, the magpie, calls me her magpie, because I just can't let go of things. I love to keep things, but then I end up using them in projects. Combine that with my 5 toolboxes and my 20-some 3D printers and my full Dell server rack, and it's like, I need more space. So I'm hoping for 1,000 square feet. That's what I'm hoping for. Aren't we all? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Topped up. All right, now it's time to get up on a ladder. Now it's the time y'all get to watch me eat it. My wife is the trash goblin in the relationship. I got no problem getting rid of things. Oh, Ruby has no problem. Hello, I'm over here. Hi. Here's my trash. I don't know why it decided to watch that. Hi. Can you look at me? Hi. All right, going up. Yeah, Ruby has no problem getting rid of stuff. I do. I am not good at getting rid of things. Looks like we lost tracking again. Look at me, I'm the camera now. Hello? It keeps dropping out of tracking. Why is it doing that? Tracking keeps turning off. Hi, can you figure this out? I wonder if the gimbal's overloaded or something. It's kind of acting like it is. Sorry, as I'm nodding you folks around here. This should make it behave. Maybe this hand? I don't know why it's not tracking now. I've never met anything I didn't think I could find use for someday. Yep. Dang it. Okay, that worked. Great. Now just keep tracking me. There we go. Critter, first time I saw you chatting. Welcome in. You gonna follow me up here? Yes, cool. Yeah. I like junk. I am a trash panda. Ruby calls me her trash cat. I am a trash panda. Give me junk. Give me your stuff. It's hard for me to get rid of broken electronics and whatever. That bottle cap collection. Yeah. I had a bottle cap collection when I was a kid. I had a bottle cap collection at one point. I like useful stuff. Things I think I can actually make use of eventually. And even I've gotten better about getting rid of things. That said, I still have a lot more stuff than anybody else in our house. So I still have a lot more stuff. So been lurking for like an hour while doing some fusion work. Welcome in anyway. Hello. How's the fusion work going? I wish I was designing in Fusion. I wish that's what I was doing. The cats are just better at hiding their stash. You know what? You're probably right. Jean, I mean, if Jean's ever going to take over the world, she probably has a stash I don't know about. That would make sense, wouldn't it? She would hide it from me, wouldn't she? She would hide it from me. She would do that. That troublesome little cat. Annoying and tedious, actually. Yeah, that happens sometimes. I hate those projects where it's just like, there's no good way to do it other than tedium. That's how that, the VZBot filter design I put together, the recirculation filter for the VZBot that I designed, like there was just no good way to do that that wasn't tedious. Just wasn't a good way to do that. That just wasn't tedious. I tried and tried, and then that trying became tedious. So I was like, well, I'm doing it the tedious way because I'm already doing it the tedious way. Proactive laziness. I'll spend 20% more time to automate something so I can spend 90% less in the future. Well, better person than me. I'm bad at that. I am bad at that. Ruby really likes to work on automating things, and I need to get a lot better about it and trying it. I'm not good at it. I'm like, to me, like that time setting up the automation or the whatever thing is just, it's painful. And I'm like, I could be doing this. I'd be done by now if I was doing this. And I know that it'll be better in the long run. I get it, but I still just like, can't get my head out of that. Like, I'd be done by now. I have to step up so I can see up here. So I just got a little sloppy up here. I need to spread some of this out. So it doesn't run. Don't run. Walk. Don't run. Walk. Might as well do this one while I'm here. Cut this corner in. Yes. That's an issue I have at work with the underlings. It takes extra time to teach them to do stuff, but saves me effort in the long run. Yeah, I have a lot of trouble with that. Like Ruby will often ask me to teach her to do something so she can help out with, like, in here. She's never really painted like this before. She wanted me to teach her. I tried to teach her, and I'm like, I'd be done by now if I just did this myself. And like, she hated doing it anyway, so we kind of landed on a like mutually decided, screw this. But like, I struggle with that so much. I'm so bad at teaching people things when it's something, I can teach you to do something for yourself. But if I'm teaching you to do something for me, I'm so bad at it. I'm going to be such a bad boss when it comes to hiring like assistants in the studio eventually. I know I am. It's something I've really got to like struggle and play with and work with and figure out. Knots up here. This is less important, but yeah. Just got a Raspberry Pi. Oh no. Oh no, just got a message the Raspberry Pi I ordered has been delivered, but not to me, and they removed it from my account so I can't trace the supplier anymore. Money I couldn't afford. Shit, sorry to hear that, Jeff. That sucks. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. Shipping, tracking and shipping, stuff's such a mess these days. Keeping track of things. So often I get a tracking number and it like doesn't show up for a week, and then it shows up on my doorstep before it actually updates the tracking information. I feel like the tracking numbers are just a joke at this point. So often, especially AliExpress. You order something off AliExpress and it's like 10 different things saying at destination. It's like, no, it's at the customs destination, or it's like a lost in translation thing of like not understanding that not every stop along the way is a destination. I guess it is technically a destination. It's not the destination. Was it a major retailer, Jeff, you'll be able to like reach out to, or eBay or something that's a little less helpful for you? Hopefully there's some recourse there. Maybe something you could post on Twitter and I can shout out, tag out, repost, or we could find somebody else down under to to help you. eBay was through? Ah, shit. Of course. Of course. You know what? I honestly, which, I mean, like, I'm in the US, so I'm spoiled for options, but I really... Oh, with AliExpress. Ah, shit. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. That's a whole mess. I was gonna say, I've stopped doing business with eBay for the most part. I've stopped eBaying. It's just too much headache and too many problems most of the time, in my experience as of late. I only do it if I have to. Hope you can get a refund. Hope you can figure that out. If you were in the States, I'd offer to send you a pie, but I know I have one or two extra, but be a little silly to send it down under. Oh. That's another company I should reach out to. The Raspberry Pi Foundation. I don't know if they ever do sponsors. I don't really think so, but it's worth asking. A Spark Fun, Adafruit. Those are some I should probably add to my list. Some I should add to my list. All right. Oh, here's a big knot in this one. God, this wood just didn't end up as smooth as I wish it did. Not much I can do about it. Not much I can freaking do about it, but... Woo! Drip, drip, drip. Good thing I got the floor freaking plasticed. Good thing I got the floor plasticed. Anybody have anything fun going on? I've just had so much stress. That's all I've been talking about. Anybody have any fun projects? I was really hoping to get the VZ bot running, unbox the Soval Zero, the H2D's on the way, but Soval Zero and the H2D are almost certainly going to have to wait till the new space. Did someone just flush a toilet? There's a garage next door. Garage door next door. That's what you heard. Somebody opened the garage door. That's what you heard. Garage door. Oh. Catching up? Yeah, okay. Just gotta be mindful that the camera's there. I can't have you folks missing out on watching paint dry and be applied. Yeah, the rest of this building, so there's this building we're in is Black Thorne Tattoo, and then there's two bakeries in here. So there's a gluten-free bakery and a non-gluten-free bakery, I think. And one of the bakeries has a big truck they use for deliveries, van. That's parked over there. It's also where they keep their trash cans. So every once in a while, they pop open the door to take trash out or something. It's a little annoying. I wish I could have insulated this space better. Realistically, what I should have done was strip all the drywall in this place. I should have completely stripped the drywall, insulated, then re-drywalled. Because the drywall was just so patchwork and bad that it was like more work to save it than it was to replace it. But by the time we realized that, it was too late. We'd already invested all the time into saving it, you know? So that's what I should have done. But here we are. would have helped to actually thermally help, because it's a concrete box of a building, so it's a little colder all around this space, so it kind of sinks the heat out of here. So that would have helped, and then it would have given us an option to, well, cut down on the noise a little bit. Not that the other businesses are like noisy, but it would be nice to be a little more quiet in here. I can hear the mixers running from time to time. I can hear them listening to music right now. It is what it is. I'm sure Ruby will have music playing in here they'll have to listen to, and they've had to deal with my construction noise for 2 months now. So I'm sure I'm annoying to them. This paint probably stinks. Primer. Doesn't smell that bad to me, but I'm here and in it. So I guess it's, you know, who knows? All right. All right, that's cut in. I gotta do the ceiling, but I'm gonna work my way around first. A little more working my way around before I get to the ceiling. So I'm gonna have to get way up on a ladder, and I don't wanna do that right now. I'm talking to you folks. I can't see chat right now, sorry. I'll check it in a second. Okay. Ladder this way. I'll check chat. Gotta go. Jeff, thank you for stopping by. If you're still here, why do you keep wandering off to check the trash can? Trash box. 7 toolhead stealth changer. My wallet hurts. Rad. Modding my old Ender 5 for fun, adding linear rails and dragon burner. Cool. Having a meltdown because I ran out of time on an assignment, so I'm coping, but looking at my ways to use my new rack. You got to distract yourself somehow from the stress, right? Doing a 70% Hellboy statue for an upcoming convention. Almost done. Cool, James. Other than this lettering, the sign I'm building for our makerspace is fun. I'm going to have a full string LED light up letters. It'll be running on ESP32 to react to Twitch events. Rad. That's a fun idea. I should look at something like that. I've got a bunch of WLED controllers for the studio. I was supposed to do an ad for PCBWay. That should be one of my next videos, but because we're leaving, I can't do it. But I got a bunch of WLED controllers made by PCBWay. So that'd be a fun, like, play with LED integrations for streams. That's a fun idea. One project for in here. You gonna catch up with me? Yeah. One project for in here is up on the wall. Across this wall here is gonna say Black Thorne in big block letters with LED backlighting. That's a project that I pitched to OhmTech to use their laser for and do like acrylic letters with like 3D printed housings or stacked acrylic, I'm not sure, with LEDs behind it for like an LED backlit look. Looks like it's going to be a while before I can pick up a GPU for this build. Yeah, I'd really like to upgrade my GPU, but I have a 3090, so I'm not upgrading anytime soon because, you know, the upgrade path is ridiculous. There's 0% chance I could, 1, afford a 5090, or 2, justify it even if I could. Okay, going up a little higher. You're gonna be on my level a little more. Come with me. There you go. Yeah, GPUs are insane. I thought GPUs were bad a couple of years ago. Nah, now GPUs are bad. Now GPUs are real bad. I was lucky. I got so lucky. I bought my 5090 for $999. Right when the 4090 launched. There was like a minute, like a day, where the 3090 Ti was like below retail price on Newegg or something. And I scooped it up that day. Like I couldn't really afford it at the time, but I was like, it was too good of a price. And I sold my 3080, which helped to offset it a bit. And I was glad for it. I used the heck out of that thing. So I used the heck out of that. Like with the video work that I do, since I work with 6K video, I actually make use of like 18 gigabytes of VRAM on a pretty regular basis. So I can't really, like, I would consider going to a 5080 if I could find a better deal on that, but I need the VRAM. Yeah, so. Dumb markets. NVIDIA's really ruined the pricing model when it comes to GPUs. It's really, that and AI has just totally freaking made that all a total disaster. All right, cutting in the ceiling a little bit from reaching. I don't want to step up higher on the ladder. So the last thing I want to do is fall off a ladder on stream. Have to yell for you folks to call Ruby. So I don't even have my phone on me. All right. Well, actually, wait a minute. It's 2025. I don't even know my wife's phone number. Offhand, I couldn't, if you held a gun to my head, I would struggle. I think I know it, but I don't know for sure that I know it. Think I do. Because like the entire time we've been together has been the world of smartphones. Oh! I dropped the Omron. I have a 4090 and I'm happy with it. Yeah, camera reminds me of a robot arm in first Iron Man. Yeah, it's my little buddy. Better than my current card, now old. Main machine has a 1660. Yeah. I'm modding PCB clicker. Reprinting my CR touch case. It's crazy gamers who make more money than sense buying them at stupid prices. Well, it's also AI people. Because like, you know, a 5090 is a really powerful AI card that's cheaper than the Quadro equivalent by like leaps and bounds, generally. So there's also that market. Mech Vince, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. See ya. Does your Apple Watch have built-in cell enable the fall detection? I don't think it does, no. It's Wi-Fi only connected to my phone, which my phone's out of reach. I upgraded my 960, got a 3060 OC V2 with 12 gigabytes for 180 off Marketplace. Or for 180 off Marketplace. Rad, that's a good deal. Yeah, I have a 3060, 12 gigabyte 3060 as well. That's what's gonna go in the ITX build soon, so. Always gone middle. Yeah, I was always like middle of the road on my builds too on computers for the longest time because that's, you know, that's what I could justify. Now with my work, I can justify more because it's a business expense. And like legitimately, when I'm in the middle of a video edit or a big CAD project, a big slowdown can make a project come to a grinding halt. So like I can justify higher end hardware these days because it's work. At least that's the way I sell it. That's the way I sell it to the IRS. But no, that's true. I don't have much time for gaming. I couldn't tell you last time I played a PC game. I think the last time I fired up a PC game was purely to test something. It wasn't even to actually play it. I just have no time for gaming, unfortunately. Maybe someday I'll revive the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Mandic Really. Maybe someday I'll revive the Twitch channel. We'll get back to some game streaming when things are rolling a little better. I did it for a short time. Part of the problem was I like playing the same games for extended times, and I feel like that's kind of boring on stream. I know plenty of people stream like the same game, like Minecraft every time or whatever the heck, but like I wanted to be more of a variety streamer, and I always ended up playing like Outer Worlds or Cyberpunk. I did that so much, I was like, cool, I might as well just be an Outer Worlds and Cyberpunk streamer. It's basically what I am. So I am looking, I'll revive it. You know what, I'll revive it? Outer Worlds 2. I'll revive it for Outer Worlds 2. I love that game. It's like the proper fun of Fallout with the sci-fi twist. Ugh. Ugh. I gotta get up there. Do as I say, not as I do. Do as I say, not as I do. Don't stand on the top of a ladder. But this little 4-footer is really handy for this. This 4-footer is really handy for this. You just step to the outsides of it. That's not advice. Talk to your doctor before standing on top of a ladder. Standing on top of ladder, prescribed by 1 out of 10 doctors. I should have wood filled this knot up here. It's not, I missed it on this corner. I wanted this corner to be really smooth and I missed that knot. It's like got a good check mark in the middle of it, like a good crack. Oh, well. Oh, well. It is what it is. Ugh. All right. Oh, there's a drip here. I can see a drip from up top. Should have probably worked my way down, not up. Watch paint dry the stream, or has the joke already been made? Oh, it's been made. Oh, it has been made. Nobody will see it from down on the floor. That's why you missed it. You're not wrong. That is why I missed it. You're not wrong. This corner right here was my biggest focus with wood filler. It's what I really wanted to be the most impression, because like you come in the door right where the camera is the top of the steps coming in from the door. So it's like the first impression of the office. So yeah. Outer Worlds was so much fun. I love the stuff Obsidian makes. Yeah. Don't stand on the top of the ladder. At least get a unicycle in there. Is that Osha here at the door? Yeah. You're not my mom. Stands on top of the ladder. So, all right, folks. I think we're gonna call it here. I've got a little more to do, and I want to get it. Like, I need to buckle down and get this done. It's 10 o'clock at night here. I need to get this done. I've got a meeting 10 o'clock tomorrow morning with a company. So I should get a good night's sleep, and I can feel my voice being a little bit strained. So I need to probably pack it in. But I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me on watching paint dry the stream and listening to me ramble on about the world that I am currently in. I appreciate the support of everybody. Thanks for keeping us busy. Thank you for keeping me on task somewhat. Eric Lowe, take my goodbye money. Thank you, Eric Lowe, for the super chat. It is super appreciated. Thank you. Good night and good wishes. Hope things turn your way. Thank you very much. Hopefully some sponsors come on board and we can get Mandic Labs 2.0 up and running and have a sick space for some fun future videos and streams. I'm really hoping we can, because if we can, I'm definitely going to plan on like really solid, dedicated stream setup. And yeah. Have a great night. Hope things go smoother for you two crazy kids. Thank you, James. That's appreciated. Have a good rest of your night. Thank you, Hobo Bananas. Thanks for joining in. Hope your kiddo stays good and asleep for you. Daredockel, good night. Thank you, thank you. All right, folks. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming around. Thanks for hanging out and listening to me ramble. ADD the stream. Is there anything ever else on Mandic Labs? It's always ADD the stream. You got this, the 23rd. Thank you very much for the super chat. It is appreciated. Thank you for the super chat. All right, folks. Thank you. I'm definitely getting tired. I can feel it. So see you all in the next one. We will have a Sunday stream. I think we'll be in the studio working on the VZ bot on Sunday. That is my hope. We will not be in here. I need this painted before Sunday. So, all right, folks. Catch you all in the next one. There's no Nori. There's no Gene here to say goodbye. I'm sorry. So see you, folks, in the next one. Let's get music turned up as my work is done. Bye.